Good morning. It's the Rob's Radio Show with not Maddie West this morning, with Liberty.
Yes.
Maddie has started her maternity leave.
She's relaxing, taking it easy.
Oh, yes. She's got her feet up, and she's living the life. So Liberty's here with us for a little while, for probably about 2 months or so. I know you're a huge Disney fan.
Yes, I am.
And I found this it's like a new list of inconsistencies among your favorite Disney movies. Digital Spy found these. And I want to start with Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Because there is some pretty big inconsistencies I never even thought about in this movie. For example, the Beast's age is very unclear and inconsistent throughout the movie. Follow me here. When he was a human prince, he was around 11 years old when that witch put the curse on him to turn him into the Beast.
Right.
We learned that the last petal of the enchanted rose falls on his 21st birthday. So he's been under the spell for about 10 years. But there's portraits of him throughout the castle before he's a beast, and he looks way older than 11 years old. Like, he looks like he's in his 20s or his 30s easily.
Right.
So that doesn't make any sense. They also say, outside of this timeline issue, what happened to his parents? Because when everybody in the castle turns back in, Mrs. Potts and Cogsworth and Lumiere, where are the king and the queen and any siblings? Was he just living there by himself?
I think for me, I was just too distracted by the fact the last time I saw Beauty and the Beast, the live action, how similar it was to The Bachelor. like there's this one bachelor, the Beast, he's got his rose, and all these women were all around him like, pick me. Oh my gosh. Yes. That's all I could think about.
So that is something that never got explained in Beauty and the Beast. The Little Mermaid has one too, because throughout the course of the movie, the Little Mermaid, Ariel, she forgets how to read and write. We know that she's able to because she signs the contract. She's able to read Ursula's contract.
Right.
But then later, when she's not able to talk to the prince because she lost her voice, she's also not able to write stuff down.
I think she was just flustered because of Prince Eric.
So you think Eric made her illiterate?
Yes. She was distracted by his eyes.
He was one of the more dashing princes.
Yes.
And then here's one from Cinderella, because the slipper breaks all the rules. If you think about this, everything disappears at midnight. The carriage turns back into a pumpkin. All the wonderful dresses turn back into rags. Why does the slipper not turn back at midnight or disappear or whatever it would do? Think about that.
Well, there's only one explanation. Disney magic. Disney magic. That's it, Rob.
I knew that you would know this. Plus, this is one I thought of before, but they list this. Is there literally no other woman in that kingdom who has the same size foot as Cinderella?
No, of course not.
So I just thought that and that might be the way to answer all of these.
Disney magic.
Disney magic. I'm going to take you to one of my personal favorites, Aladdin.
Ah, yes.
This is me and Brittany. Our personal favorite, I think, is probably Aladdin. When it released on Blu-ray, it was like Christmas for us.
Is this going to be your wedding song?
No, it will not be. But
that'd be awesome.
I believe there will be plenty of Disney infusions throughout our wedding.
Good.
So hopefully you'll be able to be there and appreciate and notice some of those things. So Aladdin, we know that the rules that Jasmine was under, she had to marry a prince.
Mm-hmm.
And Aladdin kind of wished from the genie to become a prince. But think about all that goes into becoming a prince.
Does he have to have like etiquette lessons like Meghan Markle?
I mean, there's probably stuff like that, but he has to be a prince of a country.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, did he make a whole new country?
I think he was the prince of hotness because they let him wear no shirt.
Well, you know,
just a little vest.
His face was designed after Tom Cruise.
Well, there you go.
And like a 90s Tom Cruise is like, you know, everyone's heart goes
right.
a flutter with that. And did you know he was voiced by Steve from Full House?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Steve from Full House, Scott Winger or whatever his name, Winger. I don't know how you do Weinger, but that's how you do it. So yeah, just think about. I mean, did he make up a new country, Agrabah? You know, so how does that even work? It says regardless, before Jasmine's dad decided to change his mind and the rules, Aladdin should just have given the lamp to Jasmine, and then she could have wished him to become a prince. and then they would have had 2 more riches. So there's a whole bunch of weirdness going on with Aladdin.
I feel like there's like a space-time continuum that must have happened. Like there's a backstory that we don't know about.
Or I mean, like, does he get added to a new royal family? Like, what is it? Because you have to have it. There's a whole lineage to becoming a prince. You can't just wish to become one.
Maybe he was the beginning of his own.
But then you'd be the king.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't work either.
I don't know how this works.
So because the prince is the king's son, it's like, next to the throne.
Oh right.
Like, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Who knows?
I always thought the chicken came first.
Nobody knows,
You have to lay the egg. Anyway, 101 Dalmatians. Not one of my faves, but a popular one. It says the cost of running this household would be out of control. Why would anyone want to have more than 100 dogs? That part I actually can understand.
That's basically a puppy mill, right?
That's what they're saying. So Roger and I need to get the money to buy a house in the country and keep the dogs. But even still, having all of them would surely bankrupt them. At best, they're really dumb. At worst, they're trying to start a puppy mill, which is an awful thing to do.
Right.
We always recommend that you adopt, don't shop. And then finally, we'll move on to maybe my number 1 A-list Disney movie. Fun fact about me, my favorite Disney movie is a Goofy movie.
Really?
I know that's what everyone says, but it's my number 1 favorite. I can't explain it.
What is it about the Goofy movie?
It's the music. It's the time of my life. I think that Max, do you know the movie?
No.
He's the most relatable Disney character at my point in life at that time. It was just, he was me. He wore a red hoodie all the time. He just wanted to impress his girlfriend. He was too cool for his family. He just wanted to go to a Powerline concert. Like, the whole thing was just like, that was me.
The Goofy movie is Rob's life story.
You need to watch it.
I do now.
If I lend it to you on DVD, will you watch it?
Yes, I will.
It's so good. Nevertheless, let's go to The Lion King. It says, why didn't Scar just kill his little nemesis Simba when he had the chance? It would have made a whole lot more sense, especially since he had no problem killing Mufasa. So if you think about it, Mufasa had Simba, and Scar was Mufasa's brother.
Mm-hmm.
So if Mufasa died, Simba would become king.
Right.
If you would have killed Simba, which, by the way, he was just a little lion at the time, then he could have taken over the throne without any of this happening.
But then we wouldn't have had the Lion King movie.
I know. That's why it comes back to Disney magic.
Right.
Just hashtag. That just explains everything.
Yes.
When these movies are so magical, they don't need to make sense. You don't even want to think about it.
It's pixie dust. That's what it is.
I think you're right, Liberty. I think you're right.